Hey there, friends. Do you remember that electric moment back in 1997 when two fresh-faced Boston boys, Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, shocked Hollywood by winning an Oscar for Good Will Hunting? That heartfelt story about friendship, intelligence, and chasing dreams didn't just win awards. It became part of our lives. For so many of us, especially those over 45 watching Splain daily, that film brings back memories of simpler times. Late nights at the movies, rooting for the underdog, feeling inspired by the idea that loyalty and talent could still beat the system. Well, grab your popcorn, because after decades of Hollywood highs and lows, Ben and Matt are back together once again. This time, it's in a gritty new crime thriller called The Rip. And this reunion isn't just another movie. It feels like a return to something familiar, something meaningful. Ben Affleck and Matt Damon aren't just co-stars. They're lifelong friends. They met as kids growing up in Cambridge, Massachusetts in the 1980s. Two neighborhood boys with big dreams, sharing burgers after Little League games and talking about making movies one day. Ben was a couple of years older, Matt a bit sharper with words, but they pushed each other from the start. They struggled together, too. Small roles, auditions that went nowhere, long days wondering if the dream would ever happen. Matt had a tiny part in Field of Dreams. Ben popped up in School Ties. Nothing glamorous, just hustle. Eventually, they decided to stop waiting for permission and write their own future. Good Will Hunting wasn't just a script. It was personal. It was Boston. It was about raw intelligence, self-doubt, friendship, and the fear of leaving the life you know behind. Matt played Will Hunting, the troubled genius. Ben played Chucky, the loyal friend who pushes Will to be more. When the film hit theaters, it struck a nerve. And when Ben and Matt won the Oscar for Best Original Screenplay, it felt real. Two young guys on stage, thanking their moms, thanking each other, barely able to believe it. For those of us watching at home, it felt like proof that dreams could still come true. That famous line, "I gotta see about a girl," still hits hard. It reminds us of the moments when we had to choose between comfort and courage, between staying put and stepping forward. After that, their careers exploded, but in very different directions. Matt Damon became an action star with the Bourne series, keeping us glued to our seats with every chase. Ben Affleck took on massive roles, became Batman, and later proved himself as a serious director with films like Argo. Life wasn't perfect for either of them. There were public struggles, personal mistakes, marriages, kids, and the weight of growing older in the spotlight. But through it all, their friendship never faded. They supported each other quietly, showing up in cameos, producing projects, and staying connected even when their paths diverged. Fans kept asking the same question for years. When will Ben and Matt truly reunite on screen again? They did it once with The Last Duel in 2021, a heavy historical drama. But now, in 2026, they're back with something that feels different, something sharper, something closer to their roots. The Rip, released on Netflix on January 16th, 2026, is a tense crime thriller directed by Joe Carnahan. Ben and Matt play two Miami police officers who stumble upon a stash house filled with millions in cartel cash. At first, it looks like a once-in-a-lifetime score. But greed, fear, and suspicion creep in fast. As pressure mounts, their trust begins to crack. Who's being watched? Who's hiding something? And what happens when the one person you trust most might be the one who betrays you? What makes The Rip special isn't just the action. It's the chemistry. Ben and Matt feel effortless together. The banter, the tension, the silence between lines. It feels lived in, like two men who truly know each other. Ben brings that familiar intensity, the weight of experience etched into his performance. Matt brings warmth and unpredictability. Together, they remind us why their partnership worked so well in the first place. This isn't just acting. They also produce the film through their company, Artists Equity, which they founded to give creators more control. It mirrors how they fought for Good Will Hunting decades ago. Different era, same mindset. And for those of us watching from home, this reunion hits deeper than expected. Ben is now 53. Matt is 55. They've got gray in their beards and life behind their eyes. Watching them together feels like seeing old friends reconnect after years apart. If you're over 45, this probably resonates. Their journey mirrors ours. The confidence of youth, the lessons of middle age, the appreciation that comes from knowing what truly matters. In interviews, Ben has said Matt is the one person he'd call in the middle of the night. That kind of bond isn't common. And in The Rip, that real-life connection fuels every scene. When trust is tested, it feels personal, not just dramatic. The Miami setting adds style and contrast. Bright sun, neon lights, and beautiful chaos against a dark, dangerous story. Early viewers are already calling it one of their strongest collaborations in years. Fans are spotting subtle nods to their past films, little moments that longtime viewers will appreciate. At its heart, The Rip is about loyalty, about choices, about what happens when friendship collides with temptation. And that's why it works so well for a generation that's lived through all of it. This isn't just a thriller. It's a reminder that some friendships last a lifetime, that even as the world changes, the people who shaped us still matter. So if you followed Ben Affleck and Matt Damon from the days of VHS tapes to streaming screens, this one's for you. It's proof that growing older doesn't mean losing your edge. Sometimes it means finding it again. Thanks for spending this time with me on Splain Daily, where we break down the stories that matter with heart and perspective. Now I want to hear from you. What's your all-time favorite Ben Affleck and Matt Damon movie and why? Share your memories in the comments. I'll be reading every one.